It says, trust in the Lord with all your heart. Then it says, lean not on your own understanding. It acknowledges that you have understanding, but it says, lean not on your own understanding. It says, in all your ways acknowledge him. So when the Bible says thou shalt remember the Lord, it does not mean thou shalt bring him into memory. The word remember there means thou shalt acknowledge the Lord thy God. To acknowledge means to place value and to place worth on a person. To acknowledge does not mean to barely recognize presence. Don't add God among the many equations of your success and push him into one of, no. Except the Lord builds a house, they labor in vain. They will labor, but it's in vain that build it. It's like, except the Lord watches over a city, the watchman watcheth but in vain. He said it is vain to wake up early in the morning and to sleep late at night, only to eat the bread of sorrow, but he gives his beloved sleep. As we prepare to receive further in the course of this conference, it is important that our hearts be inclined to understand that, number one, multiplication is God's desire for me. Multiplication is God's desire for you. Do not let people preach you into a life of mediocrity and stagnation as a way of communicating spirituality. Everything that is alive grows. Stagnation is proof of death. Whatever it is that God gives you should grow. Your finances should grow. Your influence should grow. Your wisdom should grow. Your access should grow. Are we together? Your relationship should expand. That is proof that the blessing is upon you. However, take note of the side effect. The human nature craves, number one, to be complacent over the principles that take you like an elevator lifts a man from ground floor to the highest floor. There are principles that take men from where they are to the place of destiny. He's saying that these principles are not only responsible for lifting, they are responsible for maintenance. If they lift you, they keep you. And number two, the tendency to want to receive self-glorification. In truth, when God lifts you, you will be honored. It says, the hour has come, John 17 and verse 1, he lifted up his eyes to heaven and he said, the hour has come, glorify now thy son, that thy son will bring you glory. The glory of God is in the glory of the saints. So you will be lifted. You will become an inspiration to many and you will influence many. But you must be wise enough to become like an usher who can direct men and say, there is nothing I can do by my strength. Inasmuch as God has given me wisdom, he has given me insight, I confess that if it had not been the Lord who had been by my side. You must unashamedly let men see that Jesus is the doer, that Jesus is the lifter. And can I tell you this? You've heard my teachings. Years ago, the Lord spoke to me and said, son, if you will let men see me, there is nothing I will not give you. Please rise up on your feet. Just two prayer points very quickly. Prayer point number one, I obtain grace for multiplication, even in this season. Go ahead and pray. Is someone praying? Lift your voice and begin to pray. Let it be from the depth of your heart. I obtain grace, the grace that multiplies. Someone is praying. Sheke parakato sadebeke rebadakatalabasia. Shkele barontas kadabraketebeleketa. Shele barus kadebaliata. And he blessed them and said unto them, be fruitful, multiply, be fruitful, multiply, replenish, subdue, have dominion, have dominion. Lift your voice and pray. Last prayer point, you're going to pray, Father, as you lift me, the grace to walk in keeping with the principles that took me there. And then number two, the grace to acknowledge you in the midst of my success, in the midst of my result, the grace to tell the world you are the doer. I resist the temptation of the flesh that derives glory in self-glorification. Lift your voice and pray. Lift your voice and pray. Is someone praying? Is someone praying? Is someone praying?